Because I can tell you here in Flagler County, the fight for the souls of our children is real. I've been a Christian my whole life, but I have never in my life been in such a satanic warfare, spiritual warfare that I have felt for the past 2 years on the board, and especially during this election season.
That's former Flagler County School Board member Jill Wilbright speaking at New Way Church back in 2022. Her appearance became the focus of an IRS investigation that has now ended. Karen Johnson has our top story.
Lawyers with the First Liberty Institute have announced the IRS informed New Way Christian Fellowship, Inc. of Palm Coast in a letter last month that the church will remain exempt from federal income taxes as a nonprofit. In 2022, Woolbright, a local school board candidate, visited New Way and addressed the congregation during a worship service, and her remarks gained attention.
We have not had a conservative, God-fearing majority on our board, and we don't have it in the district office either. 3 seats are up for election. The 2 seats that are not up for election are far, far left progressives against everything. They're for everything we're against.
The Internal Revenue Service has now ended its investigation of New Way Christian Fellowship, accused of violating its tax-exempt status by praying for the local school board candidate during a worship service.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Thursday, April 10th. A representative from the Florida School Board Insurance Trust stopped by to update school board members on some of the changes they could expect.
The trust was started as a way to share risk between school districts in Florida and is now being expanded to cover health insurance for employees of the schools. These changes would bring a significant savings to the school districts, but District 3 Representative Janie Ruddy voiced her concerns about how this would impact the employees directly.
So for the teachers and staff who sign up for health care, my primary concern is that their premiums, their monthly premiums, are ever expanding, extremely high. And so this $400 per employee, that's great. Sounds like that's an administrative savings or a savings on the stop loss, but I'm wondering what you guys can do to help us get control of these premiums that our staff are having to pay in order to have insurance.
Chairman Will Furry echoed Ruddy's statement and stressed that personal costs to employees were of the utmost importance.
I think what would be helpful is if we could see a real-world example of how, at the end of the day, our goal is to get our premiums down or to try and keep them from going up, right? And so that's the ultimate goal. So any tool that we or resource we use, that's why we're moving in that direction, because that's the outcome we're looking for.
The board and the representative from the trust came to an agreement that they would create a model for how they would proceed and then vote on that model at a later date. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Austin IV.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. The second round of cultural arts funding is now available in Palm Coast.
The City of Palm Coast and the Flagler County Cultural Council, the official local arts agency for Flagler County, are excited to announce that a second round of grant funding is now available through the Cultural Arts Grant Program. The application portal is open now through April 30th. Brittany Kershaw, Communications and Marketing Director for the City of Palm Coast.
So this grant, it provides financial support for any Flagler County-based nonprofit that is hosting an event or a program within the City of Palm Coast city limits.
After awarding funding in round 1 of the grant process, this second application window ensures more opportunities for local organizations to bring inspiring arts and cultural experiences to the community.
So if you are eligible or you're hosting an eligible event, go ahead and go to flaglerartsandculture.org and go through the grant process and fill it out by April 30th.
Programs and events eligible for funding must take place by December 31st. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
In other news, the Florida Department of Transportation has announced nighttime road closures at I-95 and Old Dixie Highway will begin as early as tonight. FDOT advises motorists to stay alert, follow all posted detour signs, and use caution in the work zone. And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.